Hey guys, Alex here from Top Tennis Training, and in this video we're going to talk about the 3 ball trajectories that you need to master before your next tennis match. Now the first one is the high ball. Now this is used when you're defending, neutralizing play. It can also be used to push your opponent out of position to set up a short ball. Now here it's important not to simply gift your opponent an easy ball to attack, because a high ball will sit up if it's not hit properly. So here I'm trying to hit a little bit more pace while giving height. Now when you're giving power and height, what will happen? The ball will go long. So now I need to counter that height with more topspin. So topspin and height will then allow me to get good depth, good penetration, but also stop the ball from sitting up to my opponent. You can really see him struggling with that contact point, and it's exactly what I want, and then I'm looking for that short ball every time. Now it's amazing how this tactic can completely change the way you play. Just giving a little bit more height makes you so much more difficult for your opponent to attack, because your opponent now is not able to hit the same kind of shots because the ball is coming out of their hitting zone. It's coming out of their comfort zone. This will make them hit slightly worse shots. In turn, will give you easier shots to attack. Now, because they're so used to hitting those high balls, they then expect to have another high ball and they stay further back, which then makes them vulnerable to that drop shot. Now guys, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to press the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on future lessons from us. Now back to the lesson. And this brings us nicely to the next one, the flatter ball, that lower trajectory over the net. Now it's important for that shot you're inside the court, because here you want to take the net out of the equation. This also gives you more angle to play around with, and you can afford to go for a little bit more power. Because you're inside that court, you can flatten out your shots. You don't need to lift the ball quite as much, but also that flatter contact through the shots will give you that power to add penetration on the other side, hopefully really troubling your opponent. Now after this shot, you can either, if you haven't hit it well, stay back behind the baseline, or use it as an approach shot and finish the point off at the net. Now here it's important to take the ball on early. You have to be inside the court and you have to look for that highest contact point so that I can flatten out the shot. If the ball goes lower than the net, then I have to lift the ball up first. This makes the shot a lot less effective on the other side. So if I can flatten it out, if I can step in and get the ball in my nice hitting zone, I can really cause some damage. And because I'm flattening out the ball, I'm able to create more power. Therefore, it becomes a lot more difficult for him to keep up with my tempo. And lastly, it's the up and down trajectory, where you're using a lot of topspin to create a shorter ball where you're not going for height. It's still quite a low ball, but you're using it to create angle and really get your opponent out of position. Now, this is particularly useful when someone's attacking you or someone who's a little bit slower around the court. By adding a little bit more topspin and angle, so you're not going for depth here, you're looking for width, you're looking for the ball to bounce inside the service box even, but the second bounce cannot be inside the court playing area. You want that bounce being outside, being maybe even past the tram line, where the opponent has to move out, hopefully defend, giving you that open court to either attack with that flatter contact that we looked at before, that flatter trajectory, or even you can, because they've gone out of the court, you can give them that high ball and trouble them with the height, especially on their backhand. Now there, that acceleration on the racket, by wanting to bring it down more, makes me accelerate hard into the shot. And then once it bounces, it really gets the opponent out of position. This can be an outright winner, or you may force a slightly easier ball that you can put away and follow into the net. Now, of course, it's a lot easier to get that angle off an existing angle that you're receiving. So if he hits it into the middle, I then can rally back high and deep into the middle, wait for him to give me a little bit of angle to play with, and then I can pull the trigger with that shorter topspin to get him out of the court. So this works particularly well from a forehand side if you've got a good forehand, and it's something that you can actually work on and improve that forehand, where you get a lot of topspin, a lot of width on that side, forcing your opponent to defend and then get around on your forehand to then attack hard into the open space, into their backhand, or attack with topspin, making it very difficult for them to defend, as the higher the ball goes on the backhand, the more difficult it is for the opponent to defend. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Go and try it out in your next practice session and start using it in a match. Play around with that ball height trajectory. It's amazing how many players don't do it. They go very one-dimensional, the same kind of shape to the shot. It makes you more predictable, easier to read, and actually easier to attack from the other side. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments below, and I'll see you soon on our future lessons.